Have you ever thought about how the great ancient structures were constructed a long time ago and what difficulties the builders would have faced? Well, one thing is for sure. Without having the modern technological machinery and equipment, it was not an easy task. Even after the passage of hundreds of years, those structures stand tall in their full glamour today, which reveals how impressively and mysteriously they were brought to life. Since those ancient times, there's a massive shift in industrial science and the way the buildings are constructed, from choosing materials to how they are transported. So, how much would it cost to build those prominent ancient structures in the modern world? That's what we're here for. In this video, we're going to tell you the cost of building those famous structures today according to the research by Big Rents. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Comment that you subscribed, and I will personally reply to every comment. Let's begin. Number 9. Stonehenge. A historical monument in the United Kingdom, the Stonehenge originally consists of 80 blue stones, 80 sarsen stones, and 160 large megaliths. The material costs are calculated by multiplying the costs per ton of the blue and sarsen stones with their estimated weights used in the construction of Stonehenge. In Australia, it required around 140-ton cranes and labor to construct a replica of Stonehenge and took 2 years to complete. Adding all the expenses, it is estimated that Stonehenge would cost around $3.5 million in the modern world. Number 8. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. You can't find the remains of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon as it doesn't exist today. Where its size is concerned, according to the Greek archivist Diodorus, it was 100 feet long and 100 feet wide. According to research, it was a 5-story building and its floor plan was around 50,000 square feet. Calculating all the costs, the replica of Hanging Gardens of Babylon would take $31.5 million in the modern world. Number 7. The Parthenon. As a dedication to the Greek goddess Athena Parthenos, this was a magnificent temple built in Athens. According to a report, it requires 100,000 tons of cut marble to complete its construction. As per U.S. Geological Survey, the average per ton cost of these marbles is about $304. The cost of total materials estimated by the architects was around $30 million. Other than marble structures, the Parthenon also consisted of impressive sculptural figures of $90,000 and 34-meter-high Doric columns. Summing the labor and material expenses, this ancient structure would cost $35 million today. Number 6. Angkor Wat. Renowned as the world's largest religious monument, Angkor Wat is a historic temple in Cambodia built in the 12th century. Its construction was helped by elephants and sleds and took over 30 years to complete. Yes, 30 years. This should be enough to visualize how big this would be. The cost of Angkor Wat is estimated from a proposed replica in India, Virat Raman Mandir, which would cost $78 million in the future. As Angkor Wat is half in size of this Indian mandir, it would cost around $39 million. According to the sculptures and labor expenses, to build an Angkor Wat in the modern world would cost about $42 million. Number 5. Machu Picchu. Covering an area of 125.8 square miles, Machu Picchu is an Incan citadel built in the 15th century in Peru. This famous ancient structure is 50 meters long, 200 meters wide, and has 172 campuses. It is mainly made up of granite, which costs around $50 per square foot, and it comes as its average price. If you convert these figures into the 1,140,917 square feet, the material costs equal to $57 million. Summing up the labor expenses, its total amount reaches up to $70 million in the modern world. Number 4. Taj Mahal. A sign of deep love from Mughal Emperor Jahangir for his wife Nur Jahan, the Taj Mahal is a monumental building in India constructed in the 17th century. This monument is estimated to have cost around 32 million rupees at that time, which equals to $956 million in 2021. This ancient infrastructure covers a huge area of around 237,000 square feet. This is only for the main mausoleum. It also has some fascinating gardens around it. If you want to estimate the cost of modern-day Taj Mahal, it can be calculated by multiplying the average per square foot costs of marble and brick. Along with adding labor costs and $10 million of precious stones used in the infrastructure, it turns out to be $110.5 million. Whew, that's quite a massive amount of money, isn't it? Number 3. The Roman Colosseum. Similar to this Roman Colosseum, the modern-day Colosseum in Las Vegas cost around $142 million. If you multiply 197,000 square feet area of elliptical structure with its price of $824 per square foot, the cost of the Roman Colosseum will come out. Other than the base area of the building, the Colosseum's recreation would also require $250 million in structural costs. 1 million travertine would also be used to increase the splendor of this marvelous piece of architecture. To add an additional $198,000 to the plan, along with adding $22 million for the labor expenses, the total cost of the modern-day Colosseum turns out to be around $435.3 million. Number 2. The Great Pyramid of Giza. A truly fantastic piece of architecture, the Great Pyramid of Giza is among the oldest and largest pyramids found in Egypt. It is also known as one of the oldest of the 7 wonders of the world. According to Live Science, it is made up of nearly 2.3 million 3-ton stones and is estimated to be 756 feet long and 481 feet tall. Experts say that it was built for about 20 years by the ancients, but it seems ambiguous. Complete such a massive structure in 20 years means thousands of people working day and night to place one stone every 5 minutes. But who are we to question the experts? To calculate the cost to build the Great Pyramid of Giza today can be estimated by multiplying the weight of the Giza block with the per-ton cost of the limestone used in its construction. About 2.5 tons of Giza blocks were used to complete the Great Pyramid of Giza. It comes out to be $1.14 billion. After you add the $102 million of estimated labor, including other expenses, the total cost to build the Great Pyramid of Giza in the modern world would need to be around $1.2 billion. Number 1. The Great Wall of China. To protect its northern borders from attacks by enemies, the Great Wall of China was built by the Ming Dynasty. The scale replica of this ancient structure is present in Nanchang, China. According to the builders of this replica, it cost around $600,000 for every 2.5 miles. Therefore, you'd need around $303,000 per mile to construct a new Wall of China. Since the total length of the Great Wall of China is 13,170 miles, its total construction cost turns out to be $21 billion. Adding $21 billion for the labor expenses sums up to about $42 billion to construct the modern world Great Wall of China. That's all for today. I hope you've liked the video and became amazed to see how the ancient engineers and builders built these massive structures without any modern technology. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing content like this.